Hey guys, alright, so the Nintendo Switch has been out 40 days. I'm going to talk a little bit about the good, the bad. There's really not much ugly, so we'll just talk about the good and the bad. I wrote everything down so that I could kind of keep my mind on track. So let's start off with the good. Let's start off with price, actually. You can look at the price as being good or bad. A lot of people look at the price of the Switch and they say, wow, $2.99 and I don't even get a single game. That can be bad unless you take it in perspective. If you get an iPad or an iPhone, or any other electronic device, it's going to be pretty expensive, a lot more than $2.99. Even when the Xbox One and the PS4 came out, they were $4.99. I think the Xbox One was even $5.99 at one point with a bundle. But needless to say, for $2.99, it can be good or bad. I do agree that it needs to come with a game. I think that Nintendo is probably going to come out with a bundle in November, specifically for the Switch, just in time for Christmas so that they can rack up some more sales. So the price can go either way. With the Switch, you don't get much. I had to also buy a controller. I did get the Pro controller, which I absolutely love. This thing is probably one of the best, controllers I've felt, in a long time. I absolutely love it. Great weight, good balance, good feel, great response. But I had to buy a Pro controller. I also had to buy, a game because it didn't come with a game. I had to buy a case, so there is an investment initially into the Switch. So that can be either good or bad depending on how you look at it. So I'm gonna let that one go and let you guys tell me what you think. The other thing that's pretty good, obviously, is the portability. The wife comes home, the kids come in, and hey, let's go here, or we're going over to so-and-so's house. You can instantly pick up your Switch, put it in the case that you bought, and go over there, and there's no problem. So, I love the fact that it's portable, it's instantaneous, it does transfer right to the screen, within a second or two. It's very quick, and likewise, when you come back and you want to put it back in the dock and go to the screen, that is a pretty cool feature to have, portability. And I've used that a lot of times, especially if I'm on a flight, somewhere on an airplane. It works out perfect. The other thing that I think that is awesome, that is good, the Nintendo Switch is now bringing on tons of companies, and a lot of them are indie companies. Nintendo's doing it right this time. They're allowing them to, put the games out that they want, when they want, how they want. There's obviously some restriction, but nowhere near what it used to be, which is why so many companies have come on board. I think the last list I saw showed 40 to 50 companies that were on board to build games for the Switch. That is really good. That's exciting. So there's a lot of indie companies too, which I'm excited about. The other thing that I think is really good about the Switch is its exclusives. If I buy a PS4 or an Xbox One, they're great systems, but I'm a PC gamer. So what exactly is $400 or $500 console such as the Xbox One or the PS4 going to give me that the PC doesn't? Maybe 4 or 5 games total, and is that worth $400 or $500 to me? No. So I'm not a PS4 or Xbox One gamer. Those that are, I don't bash it. They are great systems. They're very powerful systems, and they're great for gaming. But I'm a PC gamer as well, so that's part of the good or bad as well. But I would say it's good, and that you get exclusives, because even if you're a PS4 owner, an Xbox One owner, and a PC gamer, the Switch is going to give you things that you just can't get anywhere else. I wrote down some ones that everyone knows about, but the Xenoblades, that series is phenomenal. Splatoon, of course, Mario Brothers, Mario Kart, and who could forget Zelda? There's just a lot of exclusive games that I can't get on the PC or the Xbox or, PlayStation 4. So exclusives, I would say that the Switch is doing good. Nintendo's keeping their franchises, The one that I think they're missing, though, is Metroid. I could really use a good Metroid. I haven't played a good Metroid on a Nintendo system in a long time. They need to fix that. So, anyway, I'll leave that one alone. Now let's talk about some of the bad. The price, like I said, that can go either way. But some of the other things that are bad. Online play. You see here all the different games and systems. I can't wait for Ultra Street Fighter 2. 19 characters. You get Evil Ken and Evil Violent Ryu. So with all these characters and all the things that they did, you can go to the retro pixel look. You can have two people at the same time versus a computer. They have a hotkey option now to where Hanolukis or Hadouken or whatever you want, can be set to a specific button. So they're putting a lot into it. I think it's going to be a great game. But all in all, it's something that we definitely want to get. So online play is definitely. Nintendo needs to give us more information. We don't know how much it's going to cost. We don't know how much it's going to give us. We do know that it's going to be an app on the phone instead of an actual, application that you launch from the Switch's menu, which I'm kind of indifferent about. I'm not quite sure why Nintendo did that. I have a hunch. It's not proven. If you were to ask me, I would say they're doing it to save battery life. If you don't have to use any audio functions, on top of the game processing to also process audio signals coming in and out, then you're going to save battery life. That's the only reason I can think of. Other than that, why would you do it? Because think about it. If you're going to do online play, the Nintendo Switch needs to be able to get online. So it has to be on Wi-Fi or something. So you're going to have a good throughput. It's not like it's going to slow down the connection. You're going to have dedicated servers, which is why we're paying. So the only thing I could think of is maybe it's just battery life. I don't know. So if you guys know why the Nintendo decided to go with an app, instead of an application through the menu for online gaming, let me know. But it will be interesting how that actually plays, because you're going to have your cell phone and the Switch, so I guess you put it on speaker, or I don't know. It'll be interesting. But yeah, so online play, I would put that in the bad. The other thing that I would put in the bad is memory. I mean, come on, Nintendo, you got the Xbox One, the PS4 with half a terabyte, 500 gigs of memory. And yeah, I get it. You can add an external drive and whatever. Did they do it for cost? Maybe. Memory's pretty cheap right now, so I don't think that was why they did it. I don't really understand. Maybe it was to increase the sales of physical copies, which I'm a huge fan of. I would rather have a physical copy of a game over downloadable content any day. Because when I'm done with the game, I can sell it. I can let a friend borrow it. I can trade someone, if they have a game that I want. DLC, you're stuck. You don't know. So, maybe they did that. And yes, I know you can upgrade the memory. You can go get a micro SD card for whatever, and buy it and upgrade the memory. I got it. But I'd put it as a bad because it's something that you have to go buy. If it was already 500 gig, or even half that, let's say 256, you'd probably be fine. Most of the games that you buy, aren't going to use too much memory if you get a physical copy. But anyway, I would put that in the bad. The other thing that I would put in the bad is just availability. If I'm a developer and I want to sell a game, I can't sell a game on a system that people can't buy. Granted, I could sell it to people who already have the system, But to companies, that's a negative, and they may look at that. I don't know if it'll affect any companies. I highly doubt it will. Usually when something comes out brand new, everyone buys it up. You know, I had to fight in line to get mine. You know, it is what it is. But just availability. You know, I've got at least 3 or 4 friends who are still waiting, and here we are 40 days. So that's a bad. You know, if someone wants to purchase something and you can't, you know, by definition, that's a bad. You know, you got to fix that. So this also happened with Nintendo when they released the Classic, you know, the NES Mini. So, you know, is Nintendo doing it on purpose? I've seen all the conspiracy theories, you know, are they doing it on purpose to create demand and, you know, this and that? And I don't know. And no one knows except Nintendo. Now, my hunch is that, you know, they put out what they thought would sell. They know Xbox One and PS4 are rocking the market right now. People are skeptical of Nintendo, and maybe they were skeptical about how well it would sell. But who knows? You know, only time will tell how well the system actually does. I think personally the Switch is going to do great. I think it has a lot more good than it does bad. You know, based on some of the things that we're talking about. You know, and you know, a lot of people are thinking. The last thing I want to talk about. The last thing is games. A lot of people are saying, well, there's not a lot of games out. Well, physical copies. Sure. You go to GameStop, you see 6 games. You see what? Zelda, I'm drawing a blank right now. Rebirth of Isaac. Can't think of all the other games. Has Been Heroes, Lego City, you know, Just Dance 2017, and what was the other one? Anyway, the point is, yeah, physically, if you go into a GameStop, you're not going to see many games on the Switch's shelf. And most of them, the bottom half is going to be new releases coming soon, you know, things that they don't have. So that can be good or bad if you do not know about eShop. And I know you're asking, how can anyone not know about eShop? I went into GameStop yesterday, and there was a guy in there, and he was asking the lady, hey, what games are available? Is it just these 6 or 7 or whatever it was? Yeah, there was 7. The white box Tetsuna, that role-playing JRPG, I forgot the name of it, that's the other one. Anyway, and she was busy and couldn't help him out, so I walked over and I said, hey buddy, you know you can get some other games that aren't available in physical copy on eShop. And he said, what's that? It's on your menu, you know, next to news, eShop. He's like, no, what is that? I thought that was just, you know, if you wanted to buy cases. And I said, no, that's for games. And I already know, you know, a lot of the games on there, Neo Geo ports, and, you know, that's fine, whatever. But a lot of those games are specifically for this Switch. And he says, really? Like, what games are on there? So I told him, I said, hey, well, you can get Graceful Explosion Machine, an awesome shooter. When I first saw the game, you know, I thought it would look kind of cartoony and the graphics were kind of outdated. But when you play it and you see how the environment and the music, that was a great soundtrack, puts you in a, you know, in the feel of what they were trying to go for. I would call it an explosion of color. Kind of a retro explosion of color, but it is a very sharp, it's not pixelated, but it is a 2D shooter. It's kind of Defender-ish, you know, in the fact that you can go to the left or the right, up and down. But you have to be quick, very quick, and you have to be knowledgeable about each of the weapons that you get and use them effectively. Very interesting game. Anyway, I told him about it, and he, you know, mind blown. So he probably went home and went to eShop and downloaded a bunch of games. Yeah, but there's a bunch of games coming out. Dragon Quest. I wrote down a few. Dragon Quest. You know, 11 and both Dragon Quests are coming out. 11's gonna. It looks phenomenal. Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Splatoon 2. That's gonna be awesome. I love Splatoon 2. I was a huge Call of Duty fan, and I will say that Splatoon 2 changed my view of what shooters could be. You know, the realistic view of Call of Duty is very appealing, but Splatoon is extremely fun.